So I previously made a video where I created a full car commercial using Higgsfield Cinema Studio. And since then, Higgsfield has pushed out Cinema Studio 2 with a bunch of new features and changes. So I decided to put it to the test and create a short film called The Flight Plan, in which our hero, he has something that he needs to get to Colombia. The flight attendant is his only ally, a poisoned pilot, and a cabin full of enemies. Today I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I made it step by step. And just a heads up, this video is not sponsored by Higgsfield. They didn't ask for the video and had zero input on what I'm about to say. So before you even touch the video side of things, you need to start with creating your images. This is the most important step in the entire process. The better your starting image is, the better your video output will be. To get started, head over to the Higgsfield homepage. Click on the image text in the top menu bar and then select Create Image. The first set of images I created for the video was locations followed by characters and then start screens for each scene. The best way to think of this is like you're building a storyboard. When I created the characters, I used a prompt in which every single one of them was on a white background, similar to a photo shoot. Another cool thing is that you're not limited to just characters and locations. You can also create props like a coffee cup or any other item you need to stay consistent across your shots. We're gonna head over to Cinema Studio 2 now. Once you're on the page, go down to the bottom and you'll see the image and video prompt section. I personally start off by using the image section, and I do this for a couple different reasons. The real gold for me is the grid section, which is basically a multi-shot, multi-angle tool. The reason this is so useful is because you get different angles of the same shot. So in the original Cinema Studio, you had specific camera and lens names like Ariflex and Zeiss Ultra Prime. Now it looks like those specific names are gone and they have consolidated them into groups, such as Full Frame Cine Digital for the camera and Premium Modern Prime for the lens. But there is still a decent amount of combinations to select from. One thing I do like is the new Save Setup feature. You can save your camera and lens configuration so you don't have to set it up every time. Personally, it would be nice to see them bring the previous camera and lens pairing back now that we have the ability to save configurations. Next, we have the focal length section, which gives you 8, 14, 35, and 50 millimeter lengths. And now they've added on an aperture section. You can think of the aperture as basically the eye of your camera lens. It's a hole that opens wider or smaller to control how much light gets in. There is also now a dedicated button that has the @ symbol on it. And when you click this, it opens up the Elements panel. This is where you can add your characters, location, or props. For each element, you can add up to 48 different images. Then you can give them a name, put them in a category, and add a short description. You can also call your elements via the prompt text selection by using the @ symbol on your keyboard. Now let's go to the video prompt section. The first thing you'll notice is the director panel, and that's just basically a way for you to use your characters, props, and location elements directly in your video. And then we have the movement selection, and this hasn't changed from the previous version. You've got options like Dolly in, Dolly out, camera follows, and more. And again, if you're not sure what each one does, they have a short little animation that shows you the movement. Next is a new feature called Speed Ramp, and you have a few options here to select from. With linear, there is no speed change, and I ended up using this one the most. Slow-mo and speed up do what they sound like they do, which is either slow the film down or speed it up. Impact is gradually speeding up to the point of impact, then slows down and then tapers off. Auto is basically letting the AI choose for you. And custom allows you to change the points on the speed ramp yourself. Now, to be honest with you, I had hit and miss experiences with this. So one trick I found is that if I left it on linear, I could adjust the speed ramping in my editor. That way I could have full control over the pacing of it in post. Next is duration, which is how long the clip is. And we've had this before, but now it's been moved up front, so it's easier to get to. And then you've still got your aspect ratio, quality, batch size, and audio on or off. And then we have genre selection, which allows you to select the genre of the clip you're generating. to lean more into the tone and style of the genre. Next, we have start frame and end frame. And like I mentioned before, the start frame is really the key here to a good output. The next section is shot type options. In this selection, you can choose single shot, multi-shot auto, and multi-shot manual. When I was generating video prompts for this project, the single shot ended up working the best for me. Multi-shot auto was my second best option, in which the AI tries to decipher your prompt and do what it thinks best. And then we have multi-shot manual, which opens up a section where you can combine up to 6 different scenes. You can click on each scene and fill out all the settings we talked about for each one and adjust the duration individually. In my experience, I found that multi-shot manual was the toughest to work with, but when it did work, it was amazing. So here's the big question: has consistency gotten better than before? The answer is yes, but it still has its issues. Then you would get a few really awesome shots, and that's kind of the thing. If you want a good take, it's going to take a few attempts, and then maybe a few more attempts. But the freedom to create is really something special. It allows you to think outside the box as a director, filmmaker, or content creator. If you found this helpful, be sure to hit the like button and drop a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.
This is why I fly. Private.